Mark, have you seen my eye patch?
Nope, I haven't.
Are you sure you haven't seen it?
Nope.
Can't find it anywhere.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mondays with Mark. I'm Mark, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Oh, yes it is. Welcome or welcome back. Oh my gosh. Happy Thanksgiving week, happy autumn, and thank you for popping by and spending your time with me. It really means a lot, and I was looking forward to seeing you all day today, cause it's Mondays with Mark, right? This is when you and I get to just you and I sit down, maybe have a cup of coffee, and get caught up on all kinds of good stuff. And tonight we have a great episode. Oh, yes, it's day 3 of our Thanksgiving recipes. Oh, yes. And today we're talking the sweet potatoes. Oh, yeah, and not just any sweet potatoes. In, keeping with the spirit of our untraditional, kind of unique recipes for Thanksgiving, we're going to be making some scalloped sweet potatoes with a peanut streusel. So good. And then we're going to be making some butternut squash soup with the help of a special guest. And I have some viewer pictures for you. And we have a giveaway winner to announce. Oh, yeah. We got a lot to do, right? Oh my gosh. But first, how the heck are you anyway? So for those of you who do celebrate Thanksgiving, are you kind of ready for the big day? We only have a few days left. Oh my gosh. I know it seems like there's so much prep and work ahead of time, and then boom, in an hour it's all over with, right? Like, why is it like that? I don't know. But I hope that you have all of your dishes planned and maybe prepped so you're not rushing at the last minute. Yeah, right. I know. We're always at the last minute here. But you know what's so funny? We have an entire fridge stocked with an entire cooked Thanksgiving dinner now because we made all the recipes ahead of time, And it's just the two of us. And every time I open the fridge, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? But you know what? We did give some to Steven's parents. I took some to work, so it's getting used up, But we couldn't make everything like the day before Thanksgiving. I mean, we had to share the recipes first, right? And I'm so happy that some of you really seem to have enjoyed these recipes and are trying them out yourself. I'm super thrilled about that. So definitely send me some pictures, okay, if you do. I can't wait to see them. Well, speaking of pictures, last month was Moon Madness, or last week was Moon Madness on Mondays with Mark, and the full moon was just a couple days ago. It was last Friday evening, and you guys, y'all sent in some pictures, and they're so beautiful. Check it out. This one was sent in from Christine S. It's an awesome picture, isn't it? Oh, yes. And this is from Jerome B. Oh, yeah. Oh, and check this one out. This is from... I can't read me, myself, and I. I spelled E-Y-E. Awesome names. Love it. Awesome picture, too. Pretty cool. And let's see. This one is from Auntie Mary. Thank you, Auntie Mary. Very nice. And this one was mine. I got kind of a daylight picture there, like, early evening. Really quite beautiful, isn't it? The moon was stunning this time. I mean, it was so bold and beautiful. And the last one was from Karen M.A. I had to say M.A. because we have a few Karens that watch. Very nice. Thank you all for sending those pictures in. Oh, I totally dig them. All right, well, look. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping away because we have a lot to do today, okay? Why don't we start off with How about the sweet potatoes, okay? So this recipe is totally awesome, y'all. Now, if you like sweet potatoes, this is good for you. If you like sweet, gooey, marshmallow-laden sweet potatoes, this is not for you, okay? I can't stand marshmallows on sweet potatoes. Just a personal preference. I know a lot of people love it. This sweet potato dish is both sweet and savory, just like the sweet potato itself, actually. And there's ways to make it sweeter if you want, and there's ways to customize it if you want, but we'll talk about that afterwards, okay? So let's head over into the kitchen and make ourselves some sweet potatoes. Awesome recipe, and it all starts with a springform pan. Yes, it does, and that would be a 10-inch springform pan that we sprayed and lined with parchment. And then we preheated our oven to 325. Okay, so over here I have about 3 to 3.5 pounds of sliced sweet potatoes. Oh, yes. Now you can do those on a mandolin or a box grater or right in your food processor, okay? Now, this recipe is so cool. Again, it's a little bit unique, and I'm telling you, it's gonna leave your guests wondering, where the heck did they get this recipe? All right, so in this bowl we have our streusel topping, and this is easy to make too. All I did was combine 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of flour, and 1/4 cup of butter, and then I added 1/2 cup each of roasted chopped peanuts and flaked coconut. Now you can use sweetened or unsweetened coconut. That's up to you. Then I just mixed it up until it resembled coarse crumbs. Oh, yes. Now, over here in my little saucepan here, I have 3 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And that's been sauteing for about 1 minute. Now we're going to add our flour, and that would be about 1/4 cup. We're going to put that right in there and whisk that up until it's all nice and combined. And let it sit in there for about 1 minute. Woo, perfect. Okay, to that we're going to add 1 can, that would be 13 ounces of yummy, yummy coconut milk. Ooh, yes. And we're just going to cook that and whisk it until it's nice and thick and bubbly. Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay, now we're going to add our seasonings. And that would be 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley, 1 teaspoon each of cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt, and then 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Give that a whisk in there until it's nice and incorporated. And then we're going to remove it from the heat and set it aside. Okay. Next. Okay, now we are going to place our sweet potatoes right in our pan. Now we're going to do this by layers. So we're going to do 1 layer like this, okay? This will make about 3 or 4 layers here. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to take our sauce that we made, and we're going to put a little bit on, just like so. Okay. And then top more sweet potatoes on there. Oh, yes. Here we go. And like I said, you'll have probably 3 or 4 layers. Oh, perfect. Okay, there we go. Okay, and next we top everything off. You got it, with our streusel topping. Ah, nice. Okay, that is a work of art, if I do say so myself. Okay, so next we bake this biatch. Oh yeah, and that is at 325 for 1 hour. Oh, we're ready. Yes, okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, it smells good. All right, nice. All right, and there you have it. All right. So as you can see, it's nice and brown and bubbly. Oh, and it smells delish. Okay, so now we're gonna let it rest and cool for 30 minutes at least. I know the temptation. You're gonna wanna dig into it sooner, but please let it rest for at least 30 minutes or you'll have a big mess, okay? Just like a pie, right? And also like a pie, after that, we're gonna cut this up into wedges. Oh, yes! See a trend here? Oh yeah, because all of our recipes this year were designed to be made together. That means you can roast your turkey right alongside your dressing and your sweet potatoes, all at 325 degrees. Pretty cool, huh? Now, of course, if you have a small oven or just don't have enough space in your oven, you can make everything separately too, okay? All right. And there we have it. Nice, huh? Oh, it smells so good. See all the layers in there. Oh, yum. All right, and that is our scalloped sweet potatoes with peanut streusel. Oh, yum. Ooh. Not a bad recipe, huh? Pretty unique too, huh? Very, very cool. This is one of my favorite ways to prepare sweet potatoes, by the way. I love it because it is, it is a little bit sweet, but mostly it's savory, right? Now, if you want to make it a little bit sweeter, okay. Now, first of all, I highly recommend doing this. It's meant to be topped with a little bit of maple syrup. Oh yeah, so awesome. And that adds that little bit of sweetness, that you need. Really, really awesome. You could even use honey if you want, y'all. Oh, so good. But if you wanted to add a little more sweetness to these sweet potatoes, all you have to do is add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and you would add that at the point in the recipe when we're layering the potatoes, okay? And that'll add a lot of sweetness to it for you. But I'm telling you, a little bit of maple syrup, this is all you need. Oh yes. And for an easy time saver, you can make this ahead of time. So the day before, all you would do is make up the sauce, make up that streusel topping, slice all your potatoes, and store that in the fridge. And then the next day, all you have to do is assemble and bake it. Little times are there for you. Anyway, hope you liked that recipe. Ooh. See, I was ready to eat it now, but I'll wait till we're done. Oh yeah, I'll wait till we're done. So anyway, oh man, guys, we have a special guest next. Y'all know Jay, right? He's one of our moderators, and he's a great supporter of our channel. He's very active on, Facebook and in the chats and everything. And really, really good friend. Nice guy. Very, very good guy. You may remember him back at Halloween time, and he took us on a tour of a cemetery by his house. Very, very awesome too. He's gonna share with us one of his family recipes for butternut squash soup. Check it out.
Hello, so today we're going to be turning this thing into soup with a family recipe kind of ours that we basically stole from Food Network, but comes out sort of like a cream soup and sort of like a vegetable soup. It's actually kind of interesting because whatever kind of winter squash you pick, I like butternut because they're just easier to break down, but you could really use anything you have on hand, but you can essentially flavor them either to make them taste like squash casserole, which is the way my mom likes them, but you can also use like curry spices or Italian spices or whatever you want. So this is going to come out kind of casserole-y, but you can sort of do it however you like. So I will be back once we take this guy and cut it into chunks. Because these things are slippery, I do like to stick down a wet paper towel if the cutting board's a little slippery. And If you have a cleaver and a mallet, that's probably the safest way to use this. But we'll just use any old knife and basically cut it into rounds and then cut it into chunks, and then we'll be ready to throw it in the oven. So now the squash is in chunks, and I hold it a little bit and hit it with a little bit of salt, and I'm going to roast it for an hour, and then we'll come back once it's all roasted. I usually stir it a handful of times while it's doing that, just to make sure it doesn't stick. So this is kind of half an hour in. You can see that it's stuff's starting to brown, but basically it takes an hour at 425 to roast all the squash. So you can see when the squash comes out of the oven, it's kind of steamy. So this is the reason I don't just roast the half squashes and then try and peel them later, because it's a royal pain. But you can do that, and if you were using some other winter squash that's harder to break down earlier, that works. So basically the only stuff left to deal with are some kind of broth, and then whatever you want to season it with. Because we're going sweet, we've got ginger and we have got honey, but again, you could do anything you want, really. So we are going to add some broth to this stuff and make it into a soup, essentially. And this is like very broken down already, but if it doesn't fall apart enough, you can basically just hit it with a potato masher or a stick blender, or you could go as far as to use a bar blender if you wanted to. We don't really go for that smooth and leave it sort of rustic and just whack it with a potato masher a bit. So yeah, I'm going to add some broth to this and basically simmer it for about 20 minutes and hit it with a potato masher, and then we'll be back to season it. And essentially this turns into a cream soup, but depending on what you're doing, you can adjust the level of cream. My parents prefer it sort of a half cup of cream, so it still stays pretty much a vegetable soup. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is sort of the original ratio of this soup is basically twice as much soup to broth, but you can mess with that depending on how thick you want it. That particular ratio yields something that's almost more of a sauce than a soup, so works pretty well for kind of a fall hearty soup. This has been going for about 5 minutes, and you can see it's pretty broken down already. This is sort of the right ratio of like 2-to-1 squash to broth, but I think I added a little extra broth. Anyway, I'm going to hit it with the masher, and then we're going to add basically like a big spoonful of honey and probably a tablespoon of ginger. This is pre-done ginger, obviously, but fresh ginger works well, but is basically twice as strong. So this is after adding the flavorings, the ginger and the honey, and a little bit of extra black pepper, because the soup can take a lot of it. As you can see, it's like pretty thick, and I hit this with the masher, so now it's basically all the things you need to do is just add in the cream of your choice. I use probably half a cup to a cup of heavy cream, so it still stays pretty much sauce-like. Sometimes we serve this on top of ravioli to do sort of like a butternut squash ravioli thing, only with store-bought ravioli. But you can also serve it just in a bowl as a soup, and doing it as a soup, it's really nice with like pumpkin seeds or croutons on top. This is pretty much what the finished soup looks like, so it still kind of stays a pretty thick consistency, so we can basically use it as either a sauce on top of ravioli, or you can just use it as a soup. So here's sort of the approach with just the squash with a little bit of pumpkin seeds on top, the soup, and that works out pretty well, and that's my favorite. I also have ravioli, because everyone has ravioli, and ravioli is great. My mom does an interesting thing where she does like a half and half mix with cheese only on the pumpkin, or on the like red sauce side, and then the squash sauce on the other side. Then my dad is doing the same thing, only with garnish of the pumpkin seeds. And yeah, happy eating.
Oh man, Jay, that looks so awesome. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to make this soup. I think I might make it this week. Maybe I will make it for Thanksgiving and take it to Steve's parents. What do you think? Oh, I'm loving that recipe. Jay, thanks so much for doing that for us. I think we all really appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's so awesome. Now, we kind of ran out of time, so we didn't get to make a Thanksgiving dessert this year for y'all. However, with Christmas coming up, we are going to have a ton of of dessert recipes, I'm sure. Between cookies and cakes and candy for Christmas. Oh yeah, we'll be good to go. But I think we can keep this conversation going because I'm curious. What is your favorite holiday dessert? Let us know in the comments below. I'm super curious, and you never know. We might be inspired to do a recipe right here on the channel of one of yours. You never know, right? Okay. All right. So it's time. Change your frame of mind completely because we have a giveaway winner to announce. Yes, we do. So last week on Mondays with Marc, it was Moon Madness, and that's where we announced the giveaway, and all you had to do was comment below that video to be entered, and the winner will receive their very own Moon Madness gift box curated by me. Oh yeah. And it even includes your very own protection jar. We made them last week as our monthly moon project, right? And I'm gonna make one especially for you, or I'll just put a kit together for you so you can make it for yourself, all right? So I have, let's see here. So I have the randomizer ready to go. We never show you. I'm going to try to show you today how it works. I'm going to try. We'll see. All right. So up here, you'll see it's Mondays with Marc, Moon Madness. All the comments have been pulled out. And then there's a start button there. So good luck, everybody. Let's hit start. Bam. And there it goes. And the winner is Ponderous Pros! You can't see it, but congratulations to you! Woohoo! Alright, so contact us or we'll contact you because I need some information from you. One, of course, being your address because I do have to send your gift box to you. But two, I also need to know some information about how you would like your protection jar to be made. And that would be what intention you would like in it, what's your favorite color, things like that, all right? So definitely get in touch with me. You can email us at SmokeySteveAndMarc@yahoo.com, and then I'll respond right back to you and ask you what I need, okay? All right, well, congratulations, and thank you, everybody, for entering. And don't you worry if you didn't win, because y'all know Christmas is coming up, and we have maybe a couple more giveaways to announce. 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, we'll see. But you'll find out this Friday, y'all. This Friday kicks off our holiday season this year, so I'm super pumped about it. I hope you are too. All right, so I think I talked your ear off enough tonight, okay? I hope you had a good time tonight with me. I certainly did. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, it really does mean the world to me. Definitely check us out over on Facebook and Instagram, all right? All of our contact information is listed right below. That's our email address and our post office box address. If you want to be part of our Christmas card exchange, that's the address you would use, okay? All right. I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell just so you know whenever we have a new video that, comes out. So, again, thank you so much, everybody. You have a fantastic holiday, and I will see you next time, all right? Ciao, everybody!